Hello everyone, welcome back to Eclectibles. This is Chris and I'm here to share with you a yard sale haul. A couple of weeks ago we went out yard sailing, as we always like to do, and every once in a while you come across something that you just want to share with everyone. In this case it is this container that contains some action figures. So what I'm going to do is just push back the container and start pulling out the figures, and we'll look at them and talk about them as they are unveiled. So this was at one singular yard sale. It was a moving sale, so someone did not have the means or did not want to take with them their figure collection. So we bought the entire lot and we'll add it to our collection. So we'll just kind of go in. You can see most of these are in plastic Ziploc bags, and we'll just kind of pull them out and look at each one. Here we have the Hulk. Doesn't work tremendously well, but he's supposed to have some kind of power pack punch there, but he would display nicely. We've also got the Tick from the comic show and the short-lived television series with the power action. And here, one of my favorite original Image comics, the Savage Dragon. He looks pretty cool. He's got a little bit of paint loss on the front of his shirt, but he never did keep his shirt on for long. It usually got ripped off or burned off or blasted off in the comic. So there's Savage Dragon. This was one of my favorites when I stumbled across him. This is Hellboy, and this is the animated version of Hellboy. So here you see his hand, and there he is with his trusty sidearm, which I cannot remember. I want to say it's Betsy. If I'm wrong, please leave a comment, let me know what it is. That's the first thing that came to mind. He looks like he could potentially have a little trouble standing. He's got some very small feet, so I don't know. Oh, look at that. Hands of a surgeon right there. Alright, but we're going to end up putting him over here anyway. And then we also have this stop sign, whom I'm guessing went with a Tick, because it looks like that's about the right. And then you can throw it. And this guy that is also part of the Tick line, I want to say his name was Chameleon. And that's kind of what he looks like with his long fingers. So there's that first bag, and also kind of loose was this little mechanism, which was, I think, called like the big metal box or something to that effect. It took me a while to figure out actually what it was and how to get into it, but I think I've got it mapped out pretty well now. So yeah, some sort of looks to be torture device. It says unsafe. I would imagine so, with all these bells and whistles and spikes and speakers. So I guess you can put your figure in there and then close it up to be a nice little place to think. So that was pretty cool. Alright, so we'll reach in and grab another bag. This one features a little bit of a trap here. I believe this goes with Carnage. So kind of a cool Marvel Legend-esque Carnage figure. And then this could be pulled and yeah, and trap someone inside. So kind of a cool little mechanism. Here we have the animated Batman series, Nightwing, with some little flight wings and a missile on the back. We've got a Batgirl, Barbara Gordon version from the same series. And we've got a little Nightwing. This is from the, I believe, the Crisis series, the smaller DC series from a few years back. Or Infinite, maybe that was it. We've also got Superboy. This is kind of the Return of Superman, Superboy with the leather jacket and the sunglasses. got the slightly more modern Robin with the red, solid red with black. No pixie boots here or green shorts. Very cool. And then the actual Nightwing. The one thing I did notice about Nightwing, he's missing one of his sticks. He's got the little place to put the sticks on the back, but there was one that I could not dig up in the box. And we've got just some various assortments, some batarangs, like a katana of some sort. Here's another type batarang, and these little disc projectiles that I'm guessing, yep, go with that. I'll get that later. So that was the second bag, and as you can see, we're still going. This bag contained a Mysterio figure. This, I think, from probably the animated Spider-Man. It had these little, I don't even know what to call them. They look like feral chickens of some sort. Orange feral chickens. And this is his Chariot of Smoke. And again, launchable. And there's something else for me to clean up later. Not your traditional Mysterio. Not quite sure how I feel about this guy. I like my Mysterios a little bit more mysterious. You can see this guy too clearly for me. But he's still kind of cool. Alright, I've got She-Hulk. Very cool figure. I don't see She-Hulk figures that often, so I'm happy to add this to the collection. And it's actually to scale, so we'll pull, let's see, somebody else out of here. Like Nightwing, so she's bigger than Nightwing. Not that they're in the same universe, but she is a little bit taller, as she should be. Here we've got Batman Beyond, the unmasked version, and I say unmasked because we've got the masked version in the same bag as well. And I think somewhere in this bag, yeah, there is a mask which you can actually place in the hand. So he's pulled off his mask, so that's pretty neat. We've got Big Barda here, as well as her rod that she holds on to. I like it when figures come with accessories. And here we have Booster Gold. This, I think, is like a metallic version of Booster Gold, because they did make one that was not as shiny. And of course, we got Skeets that actually plugs into the back for a nice, cool little display visual. And finally in that bag we have the Spectre, and a Batarang that just fell out of Spectre's cape. But there's the Spectre. Not the glow-in-the-dark version, I don't think, but still a neat figure. Another bag. I think these feature some of the Spider-Man movie figures. So here you have Dr. Octopus, and you've got Venom. And here we have the Green Goblin's glider, which unfortunately needs a little bit of repair, so I'll get the Loctite glue and see if I can fix that. And here's the Green Goblin. Whoa, he's had a bad day. Goodness, what happened to you? Oh, there we go. So there's the Green Goblin. And Sandman with his sandy hands. And I believe this little sand piece can fit in here, and you can actually throw it if you are so inclined. Here we got, looks like Spider-Man saying, "Call me, babe." Yeah. So there's like the, I guess the movie version of the black suit Spider-Man. And here's another Venom. This one's a little bit different, a darker Venom. So it's a different paint scheme. Here we have the new Goblin which was Harry Osborn in the movie, as well as the Goblin glider, the snowboard type glider. And then we've got Spider-Man. So again, from the movie series. Running out of room on the table here. Alright, in his own bag, we've got the more traditional Ramita-esque Green Goblin with the pumpkin bomb, and the Goblin glider, which looks like it's in a... No, it's not in a couple parts. I started to say it's in a couple parts, but it is a glider that fits on a stand, if you can get it together. There we go. And then you can place Green Goblin on said glider for a very cool display. Another figure that was in a bag all by their lonesome was Jonah Hex with his 6-shooter. And then we got a sawed-off shotgun on the back. So, from the DC universe, doesn't necessarily fit in with all these superpowered heroes, but still very popular character in his own right. There was a slightly older black cat figure, so it's not the same style, and I'm assuming this cat was originally supposed to come with her, but she came with a whip. Not exactly sure which series she came from, because I don't remember too many figures coming with a jungle cat sort of a figure, but hey, it was Marvel in the probably late 90s, early 2000s, so you could have them come with anything. Alright, so really big figure here, kind of cool, but we've got a really large Venom figure. He's got some sort of extra little appendage thing here that shoots a Venom bomb or Venom missile. I would probably be more inclined to take that off so it could have just a more traditional Venom, but it's a very, very cool sculpt. We've got Raven from the Teen Titans, one of my favorite series of all time, and one of my favorite characters on that series. And we've got what appears to be like the first appearance Spider-Man. I say that because he's got the little webbed type cape. So in the early Spider-Man comics, you'll actually see him with that. I guess back in the day, you weren't a superhero unless you had a cape. So even Spider-Man needed something to trail behind him as he swung from building to building. Got Power Girl here with her tiny costume and tiny cape. And we've got the new Blue Beetle, the armored Blue Beetle, and we have the more traditional Ted Kord Blue Beetle. And I believe we've got his little blaster that fits in his side holster here, or his hand, which is just a really nice little touch to have that. It looks to be like something that went with the other Blue Beetle there. And one of my personal favorites, Mr. Oliver Queen himself, Green Arrow. And he came with a absolute, I don't know if we can get this or not, but just a multitude of arrows. You got your boxing glove arrow, the explosive arrows, just all kinds of nice little things that come along with him. So our last bag is right here, and we've got some, it looks to be Marvel heroes in here. So we have the Iron Spider-Man. I can honestly say I'm not too wild about how those look, but oh well. we'll get over that, I think. Here we have Emma Frost from X-Men. Both the regular version and the Toys R Us exclusive diamond version. So you can see essentially the same figure sculpt. This one just has the clear head and body. Here we've got another Spider-Man. This is your more probably current Spider-Man spider suit. And a figure I was actually really happy to see. This is Goliath. So this was from the Marvel Legends line, and it was a hard figure to track down back in the day. As you can see, it's when you compare him to another figure, there's a big size difference. Of course, he got a lot bigger as he grew, but has a cool little side feature. Also came with a Wasp and Ant-Man. So that was really neat. And they are actually pretty articulated. And most of the time when you get these little figures, they're just solid pieces of plastic, but you can actually move the legs and the arms and the head. And yeah, you can actually take off his mask, which is really neat. And the last figure, which I was really happy to see, was a figure that I had never seen before. This is Solomon Grundy. And this is actually, and I'm not breaking him, everybody, but this is the Build-A-Figure version, Solomon Grundy. So I was just thrilled to have this included in this lot, because not only is he just an awesomely cool figure, he's one of my son's favorites as well. And it's just crazy features with all the rips and tears in his coat and pants. Just makes for a really nice looking figure. Alright, so that was our tremendously large yard sale haul. If you like this video and you'd like to see more of our yard sale hauls, please give us a thumbs up or a comment and let you know what you would like to see as part of a yard sale haul. If you got something out there you're looking for and you want to see it, or see if we can find it, please leave a comment and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.